Hey guys, welcome back to Maelstrom Gaming Studios. I'm Craig and I am back. It has been about a month since I've recorded a YouTube video here to put on the channel. For you guys, it's probably only been a week since you've seen a video. I think is that how the timing worked out. But it's been a month. And from actually taking time off from the hobby, it's been about 3 weeks or so from there as well. So I missed quite a bit of 40K. Some new updates and things like that. So we're gonna cover, like I said, I'm a lot of practice. We're gonna cover everything that I missed. Maybe for some of you guys, it'll be old news, but I wanna go over it, give you my opinions, my thoughts on it, as well as just a few other channel update little things to sprinkle in there as well. Before we dive in, do like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our content here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios. And starting at the launch of this video, we are introducing a new tier of channel memberships. This is a simple $1 thing. You'll get no perks except for your name at the end of all the videos along with the other channel members. We're just gonna call this our reinforcement tier. Basically, if you guys like our content, you just wanna give a little $1 thank you, just a tip. I appreciate what you do. That would mean a lot to us, so we appreciate that. Do that by clicking the little join button down below. It'll give you the tiers at which you can join at. Click that tier, I can't remember if it's tier 1 or like tier 4, the $1 one, and you will get access to this stuff there. So now, with all that out of the way, let's dive into today's video. All right, so some things. We're gonna cover the small updates for Etsy, specifically on the Tyranid side of things. I wanna go over some of the new corn stuff showed off, new guard, Killteam, boarding actions, and then finally the Arcs of Omen. There's a lot that they really released, and I was kind of oblivious to all of it until I kind of got back into it. And I was like, holy cow, look at all this stuff. So quickly for the Etsy update, I'm gonna be making slight changes to the Tyranid tokens. By slight changes, meaning I'm going to be making a expansion set for the tokens. This will include two things people have asked for a while, and I have been busy and haven't really got around to designing and fine-tuning them for sale. So we are going to be, expansion 2 will be synaptic imperative tokens. So if you want to have a token just to keep track, maybe keep it next to you, whatever it needs to be, so you know which imperatives you have to choose from and which one is active. You'll have that. And then as well, I will finally put in the Tyranid High Fleet specific psychic powers as part of that expansion too. So for those of you who have already bought tokens, you can buy a smaller set to add on to your collection, or if you haven't bought any in the first place, you got now a larger set to pick from. And if you don't want these, you don't have to select them. It'll be an option as expansion 1, expansion 2, or the total. You'll see, you guys are smart people, you can figure it out. So quick little thing there. If you do, the Etsy shop might not be launched, or this expansion might not be launched immediately when this goes out. I've got the first half of them designed and ready. I need to do the other half now. Please, if you are going to consider buying these, put down in the comments, I would like them in purple, or I'd like them in white, or black, or yellow, whatever the case may be. I will pre-make some sets just so I don't all at once have a bunch of you guys ordering and then some people have to wait a long time. That way I can kind of get orders, stay ahead of the ball there, and get things going there. So if you do want to consider one, put in the comments. Would mean a lot to me. And if you see one, somebody says, I want a red one, please, and you want a red one, just thumb up that comment so it's a lot easier for me to count and sort. Perfect if you do that. All right, so now into some cool model stuff. So the first one, Korn got revealed the Lord Invocatus. I haven't heard anyone pronounce it. I didn't bother to find the stream where they showed this off. Lord Invocatus. Don't know. This is a remake of a really old model for the Korn. It's a World Eater on a Juggernaut. Really awesome model. The old one's kind of fun and derpy looking. Be an awesome paperweight, but this new one looks good. I is going to be a big character, one of the many models released for the World Eater Codex that they said is going to be coming out sometime by the end of this year. I find that hard to believe, but that's what they told us. I fully believe that Angron was supposed to be here instead of this Lord Invocatus guy. The way things have been going with 9th edition is that there are just leaks spilling everywhere. They are a sinking ship, not literally as a company, though some people like to believe that. But as in terms of keeping their secret content secret, things are getting everywhere. So Angron got leaked as a really blurry image, so they dropped Angron so everyone could see what he looked like in his full glory. I fully believe that Angron was supposed to be here, and this Lord Invocatus guy was supposed to be delayed or put farther down the road. I mean, he's cool, but he's not as big as they hyped up, so they probably just had to fill his slot. Like I said, they did mention that Khorne was supposed to come out this year still. With Votann still only have the army box set. They don't have anything else out. And we'll get to Guard still have to come out. There's not really any room left for Khorne. So what they'll probably do is I bet they'll launch the Codex on like the last couple weeks of the year, right around Christmas. But they have the Christmas Battle Force boxes. So who knows what they're going to do. I don't know. I believe it. I like the model. We'll probably get one for Calvin's World Eaters so we can show him off again because it looks really cool. So that's Lord Invocatus. Let me know what you guys think. I think he's cool. Kind of a weird running pose a little bit, but he also looks like he's going to slam to something. So, yeah. Then, we get something everyone's finally been looking for, or has been looking for 2 years or whatever now. And this is the new Guard. They are here, and we haven't seen all of it, but we've seen a lot of it. So, big inflow of the new Astra Militarum kits. Large portion of it is in this launch box, which the cover art on the launch box I think is awesome. It gives me some really, I want to say like almost World War II vibes with the colored palette they choose. Obviously they're not World War II, but they kind of give off that vibe to me. We've got a Sentinel in here. That's probably honestly my favorite of the new models so far is the Sentinel. It just looks sleek and clean, and I'm sure it's much easier and more fun to put together than the old Sentinel kit. New Guardsmen look good, the command squads, and then these new Ordnance batteries. So they got to have a new unit, so Ordnance batteries are in there. I think the rules have actually been leaked or released, shared. I don't know what the case may be, but they're out there somewhere. Some close-ups of the models. You can see on the left, we've got the Guardsmen. They look great. Guardsmen look good. The new heavy gunners, weapon platforms, they look good. And then part of the command squad also, they look very good. I didn't think there was too much wrong with the old models, but they just have that new updated life because it has been a long time for them. More close-ups, we have the Ordnance batteries like we showed in the box set. We have a commander. I don't remember what this guy is, if he's supposed to be a commissar or just a platoon commander or something, but he looks very cool. And then my favorite are the Sentinels, especially the armored ones. I mean, the Scout Sentinels, they look cool and all, but the armored Sentinels, something about just that ever so slight curvature of the front hull, I like it. I want 6 of them or something. We do have a guard army, so we might get some of these just to add to them. We probably won't be rushing out to get them, but we will probably get a few just to show off the new guard with their new codex when it comes out, because we have the models to do it. So we might as well show off a little bit. But there is more. They showed off even more after. The beauty of not paying attention for, a while is that you get to come back and see all of the things released at once. The Astra Militarum have other kits. So we've got this Castellan guy. He looks like basically just a lieutenant for the Guardsmen. Cool. I like the look of him. I'm sure he's going to be way more expensive than actual cash money wise than he's worth, but he does look like a cool model. And then the Attilan Rough Riders, which are also brought back from the past. I think they look really good. I'm hesitant on the eye plates on the horses. I know typically horses, they need blinders so they only can see straight ahead of them. But I mean, that's taking blinders to a whole nother degree where I don't even know if they can really see. I'm sure they're tripping over themselves. It's an interesting design, but I still overall like the look. I know I read in the article, they said it's going to be easy if you want to swap out the heads of them so you can have them match your own platoons or just armies in general. I could see swapping those heads out for some Death Corps of Krieg models, and they would go quite well, or just standard Cadians. Maybe you could do it with Catachan too, but I don't know if Catachan really used these as much as the other regiments. They did have some rules for them. Hunting lances with the frag tip or the melta tip. So for those of you who don't know, they basically just charge in with an explosive spear. You know, I could see both of these being useful. I'm sure you'll get the frag tip to be used as sort of a, okay, these are going to be my cheap objective grabbers, my screeners, something like that. Keep them cheap, but these melta lances, you might put some synergy around them. They might be some of your damage dealers. Probably won't be as competitive as other things, but there's something really cool about a group of horses, a herd of horses, charging at you with mini melta bombs, and the damage they do is going to hurt anything. Well, heavy infantry. I don't think these guys are going to be anything higher than strength 4 at most. Probably still strength 3, so these are only going to get up to toughness or strength 5 or 6. So, you know, they'll do damage. Tyranid warriors still are going to laugh them off, unfortunately, because we could do our -1 damage strat. Either way, cool model. We will probably add some to our army. We'll see. As a transition, still some more guard, but transitioning into Killteam. I know we don't cover Killteam here on the channel, but with what they're doing with Killteam now, gets me excited because it leans into 40k. So I want to touch on it here. So Killteam Into the Dark is their Zone Mortalis expansion they're doing to Killteam. Bringing that back, I really, really like it. Zone Mortalis has always been one of my favorite ways to play 40k. I haven't been able to play true games of Zone Mortalis for a while. Things are changing. They did get a second wave box set for it. So now you have the Khazarkin, which look like awesome models. And then you got this weird oddball of Necron units. I'm not sure. The Necron one is weird because you get some of your plasmacytes and you basically get a couple Cryptex and a Royal Warden and then some sniper boys. I don't know. It seems like an odd kit. In the confines of Killteam, I'm sure it works just fine, but I think the Khazarkin are going to be able to be used in 40k much easier than this Necron kit is. And I can see a lot of Necron players probably taking a hard pass on it. So overall, here for the Khazarkin, here for the terrain. And if you play Killteam, I'm sure you're gonna probably like this. But it's cool. I like the Zone Mortalis stuff. And then, leading from the Zone Mortalis into this, Warhammer 40k, GW has announced boarding action as their next expansion to Warhammer 40k. It looks a lot like, I said, just a reimagined version of Zone Mortalis. They said an article designed to play 500 games with elite infantry or just infantry in general. No vehicles, no monsters. So that is a small downgrade from Zone Mortalis typically. Old Zone Mortalis, you could use small monsters and vehicles, so things like Carnifexes and Dreadnoughts were the biggest you could get in a Zone Mortalis game. This looks to be they are going to not allow Dreadnoughts and Carnifexes, so that's a bit sad for me, but it's okay, we'll make the most out of it. And it looks, what I noticed is that it says 500 point games, but it looks very easy to double it to 1,000 point games. I don't know if they will specifically have rules for that. I will tell you here in the channel, we will probably be doing the doubling aspect, going up to 1,000-point games, because we have a Zone Mortalis board. It's been something I've been working on since, close to the start of this channel. We've always wanted Zone Mortalis. Sam especially loves the Zone Mortalis along with me. Connor is very interested to start playing some of it, and obviously Calvin will play it too. So we have a Zone Mortalis board. It's not quite done. It's all 3D printed, modular, magnetized stuff that I've been working on. Now we just have to paint it. We're not going to go too crazy with the paint job. It's probably going to be primed black with some dry brushing, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we want to pick out some panels, just how much time we want to put into it. So nothing crazy. We've got a mat for it. So one more reason I'm really looking forward to boarding action is because playing at 1,000 points, we'll have a wider variety of armies to show off on the channel. Not only will you see our typical Space Marines and the Grey Knights, and you'll see maybe some Eldar, you get the Necrons, but maybe you'll see my AdMech a bit more. Connor's got a secret army who's at about 1,000 points painted up right now, so you'll get to see them. You'll see some Sisters of Battle, which is an army I've had slowly in the works before. You'll see my Demons, Gene Stealer Cult, all sorts of things. A lot of different armies that we have totally ready to go at 1,000 points. So playing these smaller games, and not necessarily just a combat patrol or incursion style game, but a more thematic game like this boarding action style should be great. So let us know in the comments if you're looking forward to it. Do you want to see us do it? Maybe we do half boarding action, half normal match play stuff. We know thoughts we'll consider when the rules eventually come out. Now finally, to tie into boarding action as well, 9th edition's Endgame campaign is coming out. They have announced it, teased it, however you want to say this. It's probably going to start in January when they launch the first book for it. But for people who don't know, this is the Endgame campaign similar to Psychic Awakening was for 8th edition, with one key difference that they made sure they told us, and that was in 8th edition, when Psychic Awakening came out, they had army rules in all of the books. So, one book for the Tyranids had the Blood Angels, and it had the Tyranids. Might have been another army in there, but at least Blood Angels and Tyranids in the Blood of Baal book gave both armies a ton of new rules, a breath of new life. They are going away from that. Now this is solely focused around what you get in that book to play various boarding actions, progress the story. It's not going to be a mandatory, I need to buy this to play my army in matched play. So big thumbs up from me, at least, to GW, and I think a lot of you guys will agree. Sure, they probably won't get as much in terms of sales on the books, but maybe that's okay with them. So I think it'll be good. But what this is more so is, this is the Arcs of Omen. You can see that there's some chaos, mechanical, dark mechanicus thing, some Demon Prince-like figure that is teaming up with Abaddon to turn these Space Hulks, that's where boarding action comes from, turn these Space Hulks into basically war machines of some sort. So this end game, we'll see. We only have these 2 leaked images. Actually, the images, the one on the left reminds me a lot of, if you guys have seen the movie 9, it came out, yeah, actually probably about 13 years ago, because it was 999 is when it came out. So about 13 years ago, this movie came out. It's a hour 20 whatever minute animated sort of horror steampunk movie. Check it out. I'll put an image here, not sponsored or anything obviously, but I love this movie as a kid. One of my favorite ones, and the dude in the bottom left really reminds me of something that comes from that, which makes me think Dark Mechanicus all the more. So we'll see. They only teased this 9th edition endgame being called the Arcs of Omen. We know it's going to involve the boarding actions. It's going to be its own campaign book, and it's going to basically span, once the World Eater Codex is out, it's going to span from 9th edition or sorry, it's going to span from January all the way to, I'm guessing, May, June time. We'll probably get the last book early May, late April to give a month and a half into 10th edition. I'm going to put 2 little predictions out here right now for this Arcs of Omen stuff, and we'll see if they're right. Maybe they won't be. I bet if there are no new core rules to this, I bet there will be new models. I think not only will we get this cool big bad boy, whatever he is, I want it. Hopefully it looks cool in its final form, but it'll be fun to have. We'll get him. I think we will get, I've seen other rumors about other models will get updates to their thing. So they won't have to update the rules to them, but they'll update the model. So things like for Space Marines, like Vulcan Histon, really old model. Dante for the Blood Angels. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Maybe even Drago for the Grey Knights. I bet some Space Marine characters are going to get some model updates because GW's got to release models during this. There's no reason he wouldn't. As well as I'm sure the Killteam models will fit right into this that they're also doing for their boarding action style version. My other prediction is that I bet they are going to write the rules to this in a way where it will not be obsolete once 10th edition drops. I think they're going to put a decent amount of work into creating this whole boarding action style of play. My gut instinct is saying that why would they put all this work into something that is only going to have 6 months, 5-6 months of play? That doesn't make sense. I think they are going to write the rules to this in such a way that it will also be viable in 10th edition to play. So maybe they do it in such a way that even if they reset the codexes, the books still work fine. Don't know, but that's my gut feeling, is that it'll still be viable to play in 10th edition with this boarding action style stuff. So that's all I got. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to recap everything that I kind of missed, give you my thoughts, my takes on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm back. We'll have more videos coming back to our regular schedule, and hopefully if our regular schedule sticks to plan, we'll have a battle report for you in a week from now, and yeah, get right back into it. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being patient with me while I take a nice break, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios.